What's up guys, and welcome to Dahi Raids. Today we're taking on Amius the Lunar Archon. We have Ukko, Cardiel, Razelvarg, Venus and Uugo. And I've just realised my mistake using Ukko and Uugo in the one team. This is going to be a bit of a tongue twister. So I've decided to go for a team with plenty of buffs, some healing and debuffs and survivability, and a big old cleanse from Cardiel. So we want to place block buffs here so that Amius isn't able to stun us in his next 2 turns, because one of the moves, actually that move there, he would place stun if we didn't have block buffs on. So he has turned his debuffs into buffs, but we're going to get more debuffs out there with Venus, and we'll do the attack and buff everyone here. So I've no heal reduction, so the whole thing here is we have to out damage Amius. I probably shouldn't have used that cleanse there, because we do need the cleanse in phase 2, but I think it should be back around again. Also, Ukko is there to remove any buffs that get changed, or debuffs that get changed into buffs on Amius. So we have him covering buff strip and decrease attack. Now, so we want to get that decrease attack on there. We didn't land it, so that's in a precarious position. Another hit in from Razelvarg. Venus just getting poisons on. We don't want to place the block debuffs there. And that's because if you look up in the top corner there, you'll see that the counter is showing he's about to change form, and when he does that, he would have flipped those block debuffs into block buffs, which would be no good for us. So we have decreased defense, weaken and decrease attack on. He's going to sleep us. We will use it now because he's not going to flip them now. We'll get an attack out as well, get a good chunk of health off with all the debuffs on the boss. And as well, you want to be trying to, and this is why I wanted to make sure I had that kept as well, you want to make sure you have decent blessings on your team too. Important to get decreased attack on here, because he is going to use a single target nuke, which ignores defense, so you want to get that attack down as much as possible before he does that. When you see his skills, his A2 and A3 are on cooldown 3 and 2, he's going to use this, and thankfully he hit Razelvarg. Razelvarg does have a very high blessing, a 6-star blessing, and decreased attack is also on the boss, so he was able to survive. So we're making great progress here. This is extremely smooth. I don't want to place the block buffs on him because he's about to transform. So any debuffs I place on the boss now, he's likely to flip over to buffs. I take a chance because we can get more damage in now. But he's likely to flip over any debuffs that are there at the moment to buffs. Now, did you see there? I got the block debuffs on. That's important there as well, because again, it's the same as the start of the fight. He would have stunned everybody, and I would have lost a whole round of turns if I didn't have that on there. That's why it's important to have block buffs and a cleanse. Block debuffs and a cleanse, and I have Uugo with a cleanse as well. So generally I like to have 2 cleansers and healers on the team. I didn't get the I had him down, I nearly had him down, but the A2, he healed himself, and that's the problem you run into with no heal reduction. But I think we can get it. We might be able to get it before he transforms again. If he transforms again, I can't kill him, and we run into bigger difficulty. Okay, with Cardiel's buffs to crit rate and crit damage, this is looking good now. Razelvarg's going to increase his own turn meter. Okay, if I can get... Yes, look, he has one more go before he transforms. So I'm going to use the revive. I wouldn't normally do that, but I need the guys to get back around to their turn a bit more. We're close. We have it. We should have it. He has no more tricks in his bag. I'm going to attack here. Not quite. Come on, can Venus land the killing blow? Put the HP burn on just in case. Razelvarg has it in the bag. That's it, guys. Run's a good one. That was an extremely smooth run. And as you can see, it's about having something in place for the mechanics at all times. Decreased attack is very, very important, but so is stripping. The ability to strip buffs off the boss is very important. You can see Razelvarg done all of our damage there. Healing from Uugo and Cardiel, and Razelvarg himself from Leech. So that's Amius done and dusted for this rotation. I will be doing more guides, and I'm going to bring you through all of the builds on the team here as well now in a few moments. One thing that could be massive, easily would have had the boss down sooner, is changing Venus to Brimstone. You can actually use just Brimstone as your damage if you have enough of it in the team. Now, the important thing to remember about Amius, it's not your team, it's not your comp, it's not beating him, it's not anything like that. It's trying to beat your pals. There we are, top of the pile. I know I won't last there very long, so I'll take it while I can. There's only 3 of us that have done it so far in the clan, but you gotta get your kicks where you can, guys. You gotta get your kicks where you can. Let's see, recently used first. So Razelvarg, look guys, I have to say he's the pride and joy of my account, so he may not be your damage dealer. He may not. You may look at this and go, "Oh, I can't do that." That rotation, this very same rotation, the last time it was out, my damage dealer was UDK. It was UDK with a Brimstone Blessing. That was who done all the damage. I didn't have a direct damage dealer, so don't be close-minded and just look at this and go, "Oh, that's a stupid build with a 6-star blessing. I can't do that." You can. There's ways and means. You can find a way around it. Believe me. And I'm going, like I say, I will do more videos on this. So don't worry too much about those type of things. Very good build. 6-star blessing, 9-piece Slayer set as well. Good attack, could be higher, very much so, could be higher. Actually, does Cursed City, I don't really have anything much there. So Cursed's, the attack could be way higher. I've optimized for speed on Razelvarg because he's going to buff that anyway. So when he's buffed with, after he's used his speed increase 4 times, he's up at 417 speed then, and then he puts a 50% speed increase on himself as well, so he's up at 600 speed. So I've gone to optimize him for speed because he will increase his damage through that anyway, and I've also got a decent crit damage on him there as well. I'm not oblivious to that, guys, at all. His accuracy is good too, and he buffs for accuracy, so you don't necessarily need to have it that high. That's just how it has worked out for me. But I have been building Razelvarg for a long time because he's one of my favorite. He's probably my favorite champion. So if you're going to put your resources into a champ like that, you're going to get that kind of results. Because I have him like this, other champions suffer. So it's just what your flavor is, you know. Venus is built with high accuracy to be able to place all her buffs. Ring isn't even rolled up, to be honest. That was just to get the speed. I could roll that up, get her maybe a little bit of extra health or defense there, which would have been nice for the run. But it wasn't what I was worried about. We're getting the debuffs out. She has a little bit of survivability and health, and she has what, 2,500 defense and a decent speed at 289, and I wanted that speed to be up at that level because she sorry if you can hear that, guys. My American bulldog has decided to have a little frolic here behind me. he's got the lying down zoomies, so I think it might be time for a W. I can't say the full word, or I'll be pulled out the door. So yeah, she has decent stats. I want the speed there so she can place her debuffs before the damage comes in. And Ukko, as I mentioned before, Ukko's built for Hydra. That's why the provoke set is on there. But Ukko's providing us a lot of things: decreased attack, block buffs, and buff removal, which is important because while Amius doesn't buff himself, he turns your debuffs into buffs. So he's putting decreased attack on, Amius switching it to decreased attack, and then he's stripping it off again. So it works really well. Also providing revive and increased speed when we need it in a jam, and I put him into Brimstone for that bit of extra damage there as well. Like I say, there's been times when my only damage has been from support champions with Brimstone on them. Cardiel is great. I'll show you speeds. Survivable, over 70,000 HP, over 3,500 defense. Other than that, it's just over 130,000 speed, or 130,000 speed, 130 speed, and over 400 accuracy. Cardiel then is built in a resistance kind of kit. Doesn't really do anything for him against Amius. I don't think there's any resisting any of his nonsense. But we do have him at 186 speed and no need for accuracy on anything there, with a bit of survivability as well. And he's providing the cleanse, which is hugely important, and the block debuffs, which you need. There'd be a pop quiz. So you need block debuffs for the first turn when the boss is going to take his turn, so he doesn't stun you, and that means you don't lose a round of turns. And then you need it for when he's going to transform back into his primary form, because he'll do that same move again. So you just basically need it for when he's using his A3 in his primary form. You want to have block debuffs on your team everywhere, and having this combined with a cleanse is extremely good. Raka and Sifi and a couple other people as well provide similar thing, and it's incredibly strong. I generally want 2 cleansers, so that's why we have Uugo, and Uugo just up around the 240 mark in speed. Survivability, everybody's kind of 70 to 80,000 in survivability. Uugo has a lot of defense there, and that is great. And over 350 accuracy is where I tend to want to land, but higher than that is better. You can go lower if you have decreased accuracy, but you need to make sure that you have your cleansers in place, because if you're using decreased accuracy when he changes into Amius changes into his second form, that's going to become decrease accuracy, and you're not going to land any debuffs, which means you won't land decrease attack, which means he will kill you with his his single target nuke, because A1 actually I think it is. So those are the builds. That's what we're working with. That's been Dahi Raids. I'll make more videos soon. Keep your eyes open, like and subscribe, and you'll see those vids.